Now that we have our model loaded into Source Filmmaker, I'm going to show you how to pose the character, because that's the most important thing when animating your character. So, as you know, you hold Control and then click on any joint to highlight it and be able to rotate it or move it. With moving it, like this, you're going to want to only really do that for the pelvis or root transform joints, because those just move the whole model. Like that. So, when trying to pose it to look realistic, you want to more or less rotate it. To add more simple, normal things to your Team Fortress character, you can right-click on your model and then click Add Team Fortress Item, which will open this and will allow you to choose, using this drop-down menu, any weapons or hats or other cosmetics, and then the name filter. So let's do the sticky jumper. So the sticky jumper, due to the fact that it's locked, which I will explain locking joints in the next tutorial, you can only move it using the weapon bone because it's locked to the hand, and when you try to rotate it using the root transform, nothing happens. So let's move the demo man's arm so that he's pointing it at the screen. By clicking on this joint, we can rotate his upper arm, which will in turn rotate his lower arm, as it does here. And then you can choose to move his arm like this. Rotating the lower arm will move the hand and anything locked to it, like this. And then you're going to want to click on weapon bone to move the sticky jumper so that it's pointing properly. I'll move this back. And then you're going to want to move it into his hands properly, like this. And then you're going to want to wrap his fingers around the handle. If your character's hand is clipping into a model while it's trying to grip it, it is fine. No one will notice it, and it looks kinda alright, usually. As long as it's not clipping too far into the model. So there we have a simple demo man holding it. But it doesn't look very good, and that's mainly because he's in the ref position, or the reference position, so his arm and his legs are going to basically look lifeless. And his spine will also look lifeless, and his arm doesn't look too great because it was quickly put together. But that's really the basics of posing your character. Just make sure you don't do anything too drastic unless you want it to look crazy, like that. Or like this, which honestly doesn't look too bad.